It happened on a Tuesday night broadcast, one of those segments where experts spoke fast, threw around numbers, and gestured at glowing digital maps. The analyst, a retired American colonel named Richard Mason, leaned forward in his chair, eyes fixed on the camera as he delivered his verdict with clinical confidence. In geopolitical terms, Mason said, tapping the screen beside him, the Philippines is strategically located but militarily weak. Any nation that depends heavily on allies has limited leverage. That's just the reality. The studio chuckled lightly. Not maliciously, just the kind of laughter that comes from people who believed they were stating facts. The host nodded, scribbling something on his card. And halfway across the world, in a dimly lit office inside Camp Aguinaldo, someone paused the live stream. General Emilio Valdez stared at the frozen frame of Mason mid-sentence. A soft hum from the air conditioner filled the silence. Rain tapped against the window, each drop sounding like a nail being hammered into a coffin. He had heard the word before. But hearing it broadcast globally was different. The word pulsed in his ears long after the video ended. He leaned back in his chair, hands clasped tightly. At 58, Valdez was weathered, sharp-eyed, and calm. He had commanded rescue missions in typhoons, led joint exercises with world powers, and negotiated peace in territories where every breath felt borrowed. Weak was not a word he associated with his people. But he didn't shout. He didn't slam the table. He simply reached for a pen. Because if the world was going to label his nation, then they would at least hear his side of the story. By afternoon the next day, a response video appeared, not from the government press office, not from a PR team, but from the general himself. No dramatic music. No fancy editing. Just a simple desk, a Philippine flag behind him, and General Valdez sitting with the quiet authority of a man who had earned every star on his shoulder. He looked directly into the camera. "I heard someone describe my country as weak," he began, voice steady, almost gentle. "Allow me to reply, not with anger but with truth." He placed both hands on the desk. "We may not have the biggest fleet, or the most advanced jets. We may not possess the firepower of nations whose defense budgets equal our entire national budget. But strength is not measured by hardware alone. Strength, real strength, is measured by resilience, unity, and what people do when the odds are against them." He paused. "Not for drama. For sincerity. The Philippines is a nation that rebuilds after every storm, every quake, every crisis. Our people do not wait for rescue, they become rescue. When our neighbors are struck by disaster, we are among the first to arrive. When conflicts erupt, we contribute peacekeepers, not because we seek war but because we value peace." His tone hardened, but his face remained calm. "And when others try to intimidate us, on land, sea, or air, our fishermen, our soldiers, our coast guards do not turn away. They stand firm even when outnumbered, even when outgunned, even when the world does not notice." The camera drew slightly closer, catching the glint in his eyes. "If that is weakness, then the world needs to redefine the word." Then something unexpected happened. He leaned back and allowed a small, quiet smile to form. "As for depending on allies, it takes humility to ask for help and courage to accept it. We believe in cooperation, not domination. Partnership, not subjugation. And make no mistake, partnership is not weakness. It is wisdom." He tapped the desk once. "I am General Emilio Valdez. I serve the Republic of the Philippines. And with all due respect to the analyst, I invite him to visit us. Not the beaches, not the malls, but the camps, the forward posts, the disaster zones, the rural communities where strength is measured not in missiles but in spirit." He nodded once, firmly. "The Philippines is not weak. We are unbreakable." The video ended. No music, no signature, no slogan, just the truth. By sunrise the next morning, the clip had exploded across social media. #Philippines-not-weak trended in 22 countries. Filipinos abroad shared it with tears in their eyes. Foreign journalists requested interviews. Even military experts from Europe and Asia applauded the message. Then something unexpected happened. CNN replayed the clip. "What?" The same host who once chuckled now sat with a more serious face as they rolled the general's reply. Mason, the analyst, watched from the opposite chair. His posture stiffened, not out of offense, but respect. The moment the clip ended, the studio fell silent. Mason swallowed softly before speaking. "I'll say this," he began, voice lower than usual. "That was powerful. And he's right. Strength isn't just numbers. I owe the general, and the Philippines, an apology for simplifying something so complex." The host blinked, surprised. "You're acknowledging that?" "Yes," Mason said immediately. "I am." It spread even faster. Clips from CNN were reposted everywhere: TikTok, Facebook, X, YouTube. The comment sections were flooded with gratitude, debate, pride, and awe. But back in Camp Aguinaldo, General Valdez didn't celebrate. He simply continued working. Because for him, the viral fame wasn't the point. The point was that his people, without tanks, without missiles, without global influence, were finally seen the way they deserved to be seen. Not as weak, but as a nation that refused to bow. A week later, a letter arrived addressed to him. From Richard Mason. Handwritten. General Valdez opened it without expectation. Inside was a single page. "You reminded the world of something important. Strength without humility is instability. Humility without strength is vulnerability. The Philippines has both. Respectfully, Colonel Richard Mason, Ret." Valdez folded the letter carefully. He stared out his window at the rain-washed parade grounds, where young cadets trained under the gray morning sky. Their movements were rough, uncoordinated, imperfect, but strong. Deep, unshakably strong. And he smiled, not for the cameras, not for the world, but for the future he knew they were building. Quietly, relentlessly. One soldier, one fisherfolk, one Filipino at a time. Unbreakable indeed.